Alright, welcome back to the League Race, this time we're with FTRL for round 3 in Baku. Now, heading into this, difficult to find a happy balance with the setup and just the general feeling, not even so much setup, just a feeling of the track. It's a little tough. We'll kind of go about it, we'll talk about it. If I'm a little soft-spoken, forgive me, it's like 12 o'clock and I'm recording this now instead of tomorrow because I don't want to have to do this again tomorrow, because I'd rather just leave this race in the back and be done with it. So, but that's a taste of what things are to come. So 3-5 wing gives me a better balance of straight line speed and something that can turn in. But here's my last run in qualifying. I did a 39 banker. Best time I think was a 38.4 or something, 5. I'm really not sure what it was. It wasn't anything spectacular. And the start of this lap isn't anything spectacular either, because I miss a bit there on the exit and I'm like 700s down, heading down the straight. So it's not a particularly amazing lap to begin with, but it's this is nothing special so far. Better turn 3. This corner is probably the most difficult on the track for me. But we get a decent run through there. But this lap is far from perfect. I get quite deep through there. We lost over a tenth easily. Basically, almost lost 2 tenths there. And nicely through here. Hook this one up a lot better. I'll try and avoid that curb if possible. So I could be 4 tenths up here easily had I made turn 4. I did not make turn 4 though. Better. Actually lost a good bit of time through there as well. So you can see there's a lot of time left on the table on this lap. Despite that, though, we're going to be able to hook this up. The end of Sector 2 and Sector 3 was actually quite nice. So we can gain back a lot of time there. But that was, there's a lot left on the table here. So there could be more from this. But at this stage of the lap, I'm pretty happy with how it's gone. Again, heading down, I want to avoid that. I wanted to lunge over that curb like it would in the past. But try and, graze it a bit, go around it more. This track used to be fun to drive, like F1 2016, even F1 2017, but ever since then, basically, these curves have just become higher and higher, and it's just not a fun experience for anyone these days. This used to be one of my favourite tracks, and I don't take too much enjoyment from it these days, sadly, but I could come across the line. It's actually going to be a good improvement. We're actually going to get ahead of Joe here to P11. It's actually a 38.5, which was surprising because, again, a lot of time is left on the table there. We're going to start in 12th. Which is fine because I'm outside the top 10. That's exactly what I want. Variant of the strategy, a lot of safety cars could be at play here. So, that's where we're at with things. So it gives us a lot of play with the strategy compared to, say, starting on softs. And I don't want to use the hards if I can avoid it. So speaking of, we're going to ditch these, get rid of them, put them in the bin. They're useless. I will do a 2-stop before I use the hards. We're going to try and stretch out a set of mediums to lap 17, 18, and then go soft to the end. That's the idea. And if a safety car comes out, we're in position to do whatever we need to do to get to the end of the race. So this is the strategy that gives the most variance, I think, and play in terms of, starting on the mediums. So here we go. 5 red lights. And away we go. It's actually a very good start. If this was a longer and wider straight, I think we really could have done something. Joe comes across on Wesker there. Wesker gets the hell out of dodge, but he's on my outside still. So Joe gets through there and sway as well. I was just breaking nice and early. I actually got a hit from behind there, but thankfully didn't carry me into anyone. So we're going to hold station here on this first lap. So that's fine. That's absolutely fine. 3.5 laps of fuel or so in the car. Try and moderate this ERS a bit. I got Lennon there on the hards. I was hoping maybe I could extend a gap on Lennon because he's on those hards, and they're not a good race tire, especially to start. It took a long time to kind of warm up the tires on the formation lap here. So we're in good shape. We're in very good shape. Survival is the key aspect here. You just need to survive, and then you're good. I'll happily take anything else after that. Just survive, and then we'll try and do that. Lap 3. We're 2.2 behind Wesker, just ahead of Lennon there, just 8 tenths. There's some yellow flag stuff going on behind. I think it may have been, not sure who that was. But as we come through this castle section, the car just goes in deep. I barely touched that thing. And normally the damage would pop up. But actually, there it is. It's damage. You got a damaged wing on lap 3 of 26. So horrific, really. I really thought at the time I barely grazed it. I really thought I didn't really hit it much, but I actually looked back in photo mode, or the race highlights rather, and I mean, you know, I've seen harder hits and wings not go off. I just think it's the angle possibly. But yeah, it's not ideal. Definitely a shark bite out of that front wing. Maybe not a shark, maybe a piranha bite or something. Maybe it's something a little bit less, a little smaller mouth. But looking at it live, like it doesn't look like anything at all. But the wing is damaged, and I set my thing to no because I didn't want to replace it. It actually didn't feel too bad. The wing did not feel too bad. Things changed later though. Huge moment there, big moment. Lucky not to collect Lennon in that. I let him have the inside then because I wanted to try and fight back with DRS because obviously lap 5, DRS has been enabled. So I want to try and fight back with that. Again, the wing's holding up absolutely fine. I don't want to lift or anything. The wing damage actually wasn't too bad. It did affect me in some corners where I felt a little slippy, but I think that's also to do with the tyres and the track itself. So I didn't think the damage was too bad. Certainly not worth chopping 7 seconds off of to change in the pits. We're going to go by Lennon here. Some people do pit from the softs, but he's on the outside here and he's going to get the better run. And again, I'm going to let him try and do a switch back here to get a better exit here. He takes a bit more of that curb, which affects him somewhat. But again, we're going to try and fight this. I want to try and fight this. He leaves enough of space on the inside, so I'm going to take it. But I'm not going to chuck my car in there. He left the space, to be fair, but I'm not chucking my car in like that. You know, I know better than that. But I wanted to see what he would do. This is all, yeah, it's good to kind of see different scenarios, how people react, and good space left there and all that. So that was good. This is where my race changed. Heading down this hill, would you believe it, I did not pause the game, and lo and behold, my ERS is shut on once again. I can't turn it off. That's it. Lap 6 of 26 across one of the tracks that you would not want. You need your overtake. This Monza, these are amongst the worst tracks you could lose your ERS on. So to lose that with so much of the race to go, it's I don't know what to say, man. It just what can I do about this? You know, like this ruins everything. We've got people coming out behind on having just pitted, but I don't know how much more I can do with this, man. You know, if this continues to be a problem, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do. Lap 7, so this is part of the race then where it's basically everyone just drives by. You drive by, you drive by, you all drive by. Basically, that's what's happening at this part of the race. Because like, I've nothing. I know I've got some fuel, but that's it. I've no overtake on a track where you need some deployment. I don't know, man. It's tough. Like, I'm not mad. It's just frustrating and tough given the run of form I'm in, which is really poor. I'm in a really poor run of form. Some things in my control, some things not. So, yeah, the reason why I wanted to do this now at 12 o'clock at night was because I don't want to deal with it tomorrow. Because I feel the same then as I do now, basically. Here comes Adam. Is next up. Adam was very quick around this place, so he's running well. But nothing I can really do about this. Again, not that I would want to fight this too much anyways, but even if I wanted to, you know, maybe this is a move that's delayed a lap or two or a straight or two, as opposed to happening right there and then. But we're going to fast forward. Tico then behind as well. So I'm not going to be some people I want to move over for, depending on how I feel about racing them. Others, you know, I don't have to move over for anyone. This is for position. I'm not going to fight it too hard, but well, I say that, but I actually go a bit defensive here because sometimes Tico can be a little untrustworthy on track, a little bit unpredictable, and so I didn't want him sniffing any ideas into that corner because I don't feel safe with my ERS, my wing damaged. I don't feel safe to do that. But I don't have to I'm not especially fighting anything hard here. It's just no one's able to overtake this part of the track. I was hoping no one would go side by side through this section. Thankfully not. See, Adam's 2 seconds in front there, so you know that's the kind of time that being stuck behind, you know, would lose. But again, I'm not gonna fret over it. I'm not gonna fight it, but I'm not gonna wave everyone by either. Gotta pick and choose your battles. VSC is deployed there, but I'm going to stay out. We could have pinned onto Harris and go to the end, but that's not the strategy. Not that it really matters anyways at this stage. So, slow delta there for everyone, I think. And on the restart, there goes Dutch Tricks. I didn't really want to let Dutch Tricks go at this stage. I was hoping to not lose a position. And Scuba is behind there as well. I really didn't want to hold him up at all. But difficult at this part of the track with, you know, my wing damage and the such. And because I actually get my overtakes on, I actually get some good runs off of corners. So I'm very much keeping to the right here. And get off the throttle early. Just don't fight that. Just there's no need to. And I'm not going to fight Aaron here at all either. So, and he won't lose too much time to scoop it either. So I was very conscious I didn't want Aaron to lose a lot of time here either. And basically he's still in DRS. So I was like, that's okay. Like, you know, he's lost a bit of time, but he's not lost too much at the same time. So, you know, just pull over the right hand side and just, you know, let it happen. Sway is coming next as well. We're going to stick with this. So the 2 racing points then, I'll have to report them for overtaking me. That's going to be 15 points. Thank you very much. But yeah, like I'm struggling a little bit more now with understeer and wing damage at this stage than before. But again, I didn't feel it was awful, but it is affecting me in a few more places. But it isn't awful by any means. Yeah, I'm going to let Sway go here. I am fighting Kelvin though, so I don't want to let him go. But Sway is not in my battle, so you know, off he goes. No point fighting that. But I am fighting Kelvin. Kelvin is on the same strategy as I am. But I go super deep there, just horrifically deep. And Matt's actually going to jump both me and Kelvin here. He's going to get Kelvin in one, just really struggling with understeer. Like this lap particular was really bad for it. Then Matt's just going to go get the run. I didn't even want to let him by in that area of the track. It worked out, but it wasn't my intention to do that at that moment. So it was just horrific lap in terms of understeer and damage, and tires begin to rack up as well. But actually they came back to me a bit here, but here comes Kelvin, and again I'm trying to fight this one because this is I am legitimately fighting Kelvin in my race. But again, left the car down the inside, but with that curb there and that 90-degree turn, it's just you need to be on the outside there really, or a lot closer down the inside of someone to really fight that. So off he goes, and then more people then who are in my race will go by, Tom being one of them. Again, I have DRS, but nothing can help me. Nothing can protect me from losing that spot. Tom goes for the 2 moves in 1 though. It gets it done, to be fair. I almost into the back of Kelvin. So that could have been something bad, but again, yeah, Kelvin's not getting too far away, which is an important thing. He's out of DRS though. Here comes Joe. Again, Joe had an incident earlier in the race. And yeah, again, nothing I can do to really stop this happening. It's just how it's going to be. So I'm in 13th, yet to make a stop. And it's just painful, man. Again, the tires felt good. Better than I thought they would in the race. I thought they'd fall away a lot more. But I'm going to box this lap. Pagani's actually on the same strategy. I didn't realize Pagani's on the same strategy as us. 72% rear left. I did extend by a lap. I was going to pit lap 17 at start, but I extended a lap because I felt the tyres were actually okay and they were going to hold up before 74%. So into the pits. Again, I didn't expect Pagani to come in at the same time, so I'm going to put on softs. Again, my race is really over, but yeah, we're not going to quit on this race. No safety car, which is mad. Like, we had a VSC, but no safety car. That's wild. I decided not to change my wing because I didn't feel like I was losing too much, and it still felt good enough, you know, on these tires. Again, losing that part of the wing wasn't ideal, and I'm sure I lost by maybe 2-3 tenths, maybe a lap. Maybe not as much as that. I don't know. It's hard to say. But I was losing some time, but not a lot comparatively compared to other parts of wing damage. But the ERS thing was bad. Here comes Pagani then. He had a close look down to turn 1, but yeah, again, defenseless to really stop that. Yeah, and that's really it, basically. P14 would have been my worst ever league racing result, but I think there's a puncture, for Doyle, or for Tom, rather. There's a puncture for someone. I can't remember who it was. Something happened to someone, and It's going to be P13, which ties my worst ever result in league racing, I believe, which came at TMC in China in F1 2018, I believe, 17 or 18. Anyways, yeah, that just rounds up a pretty poor race, really, really poor. But we're not. The turn 8 thing I'll take ownership for, but I really don't think that affected me too much. This ERS thing was very, very bad. One of the worst tracks it could have happened at. But there you go, P13. If this continues to be a thing, other people have had this issue too. Aaron had it actually yesterday in Performance League in FTRL. Serve the Blessed had it last week in the Sprint League in Spain, same race as I had it. If this continues to be a thing, honestly, if I could get this tomorrow in Sprint League, I might just be done. Like, I say that with calmness, I say that with sincerity. Like, I just like, I'm not even mad about this race. Like, it's done, it's gone. But if that continues to happen, then like, what's the point of turning up? Because, you know, you're not racing anyone. You're like, it's just there's just 0 point turning up if that continues to be a thing. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully we have some good races then. But yeah, another shitter added to the list of really poor races of late. But yeah, that's going to do it. Thanks very much for watching, and until next time.